What's happening, everybody? Welcome to Game Day with Trey. This your host, Trey. That's my homeboy and co-host, Face.
What up, world?
And today we are coming to y'all live from Florida, coming to give you guys a quick Hurricane Edition update slash podcast. Talk about a few things that's going on. Probably gonna try to chop them up, maybe make them a little shorter right now, so that it'll be easier access for you guys and you'll understand what's going on. But one of the first things I want to talk about was the fact that the Lakers have finally come out and stated that they are serious about their future and about honoring the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant and his daughter, Gianna. Now, the statue goes up on February 8th, next year, 2024. Their statues will be joining Chick Hearn, legendary broadcaster, of course, for the Lakers, as seen on Winning Time. If anybody's not watching it, please watch it. Great show on HBO. Uh, Magic Johnson, Kareem, Shaquille O'Neal, Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and now Kobe, the Black Mamba, Bryant, and his daughter, Gianna. Not only is it about time, man, but I just think it's a great thing to honor them like that. I know this got to be painful for his wife, just and his daughters, his other daughters, just because of the fact, you know, that's something that for of course you would want your father to be here to see, and you wouldn't even want a statue for your sister for something like this. So, like I said, it's got to be painful while at the same time an honor and a great thing. But I don't know, Face. What you think? What you feel like? How do you feel about that whole thing, man?
I feel like Kobe deserves it. He earned it. You know what I mean? I know, it's a terrible tragedy how it happened, how this happened to come along, but I feel like it's a great honor. You know what I mean? I feel like the family of Kobe should be very proud, being that he built the legacy that the world grasp and still enjoy and love to this day. Like it's like everybody don't build legacies that the deserves monuments and you know what I mean, the love of a city so much. So I feel like it's an honor to the family, even though I know it won't never bring them back, and they. But I just feel like it's an honor.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an honor. I don't know how I would feel about it if I was them. I feel good about Kobe, but my sister, like, be reminded that my sister and my dad both went out together. Like, consistently, I'd ride past that stadium or walk in that stadium. It'd be great, but it'd be an honor, but it'd be very hard, painful too. Some people do not deal well with stuff like that, man. I mean, I'm not. Let me rephrase that. Me personally, it might not be as bad. I'd probably be all right with it. But I do know individuals that definitely would not. All right. I know individuals that can't walk past a car that somebody else had. All right. That family members had. Can't even walk past the car. All right. Let alone walk past a statue. So I can understand. I can definitely understand, man. But on a
But you
lighter
gotta.
end,
I,
wait, go ahead.
I
Go
feel
ahead.
like being that they live their life in the spotlight, they really come to grips with reality that this is how, this is going to play out because the dad was a global icon. You know what I mean? So I just feel like it's an honor for them to have that legacy and to be able to go and see it, for the world to be able to see it and don't never forget their names. You know what I mean? Because that's one of the hardest things for people. You know, you do your life work and then nobody really notices it. So for him getting the notoriety for what he's done for his lifetime and accomplished things that he accomplished, I feel like that's a great honor. And I feel like them keeping the Bryant family
Oh,
alive, their name alive.
like
I
I
feel like
said,
they'll be all
it's
right.
not you. If you notice, I'm not mentioning him. Everything I'm saying is not
Yeah, I
about
know.
him and his part of the
No, I know
statue.
you saying the family.
The
You saying
family,
the family agree.
no, the family grieving for because it's everybody knew Kobe was gonna get a statue. Even before Kobe passed, we all knew Kobe was gonna get a statue. All right, this didn't have to happen for Kobe to get a statue, but this happened for Gianna to get the statue. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's hard. Gianna loved what she did. All right, I don't know if she had an opportunity to make it or not because she really wasn't in the spotlight like that. Okay, she played ball and she was supposed to have been good, but she wasn't in the spotlight. Kobe didn't put his daughters out there in the spotlight like that, and so you didn't hear much about them or anything that went on with them. All you heard about was Kobe. All right, and for it to have to for this to have for it to be this to be the way is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for this to be the way that Gianna's getting the statue, and she will be remembered. All right. Like she's not remembered on her own legacy, not to just besmirch her or anything, but she's not being up here. And then you got to walk past that. Like that's what my biggest thing is because I've been watching individuals suffer through individuals that don't deal well with passing and stuff like that and with death. Right, I've been watching these people deal with this, and they don't deal with it well, brother. Not everybody deal with it as good as I do or as good as you do. And I'm not. So that's why I'm saying I don't want to speak for the family, but I know that certain people would not be able to walk past that statue with their daughter, that statue of their daughter. You know what I'm saying? That passed away in a helicopter, needless helicopter crash. Needless, did not need to happen. Did not have to happen. You know, that might be very hard for some people.
I'm saying
It's very sad, brother. It is a
it's
sad.
sad, but
It's very sad.
I feel like she's tied into the legacy regardless of being
Oh
how it
yeah.
happened. You know what I mean?
I mean, brothers, dude, no matter what happens, she was gonna be tied to her father's legacy regardless. Just
Regardless.
like Layla Ali is tied to Ali's uh yeah legacy. Now
I,
that's the best
because
example
you gotta understand, really,
of
she didn't, she didn't,
a
she didn't have
woman that
time
was
to, she didn't even have time to
to
build
hit
her
that
own
great.
legacy.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
you know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. That's
So
what makes it like a double. That's what that makes it the double. That's the double thing, man.
it's through her father and the way that it happened. It, she was there with him. It's like they died together. That's even though I know it's sad, but that's a little comforting probably for the ones who still here. At least she was with her dad at the end. Some people die alone. Some people don't have
Oh,
nobody around them when they go. So to
mm-hmm.
have somebody so close to you, you know what I mean? It's a terrible tragedy, but at the same time, at least they was together. She had somebody probably holding her at the end. Some people don't have that. So I look at the good of it, even though it's a terrible situation. But Kobe told T Mac he was gonna die at an early age. He knew he was gonna die young, and T Mac said when he told me, he thought he was crazy. He said, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave my legacy, and I'm gonna die young." Kobe told T Mac this, so the power of words. But at the same time, it's terrible that it had to happen. But they was together when it happened, and I'm pretty sure that was a little bit, you know, comforting for the mother and the sister knowing they was together. You know what I mean?
Oh
Nothing
yeah,
like I don't know. So
yeah. Well, they spoke on
I
that.
just,
The mother spoke
huh?
on that. The mother spoke on that. Vanessa spoke on
Yeah,
that. Okay, she spoke on that, and at was it after the funeral or sometime around when it all happened? She spoke on the fact that she was comforted by the fact that they were together when it all happened. Really and truly, they didn't even. I don't even think. If I remember correctly, I don't even think they even knew what was happening, what was about to happen. I think the whole thing was because they were going through a cloud of smoke from fire,
yeah.
so they didn't even
They
know
knew
that
they
they.
knew there was something going on because he was saying something about his visibility.
Well,
So
of
I'm pretty
course they
sure
can
they
see
had a
that.
little.
They don't have to. They can see out the window too that you can't see nothing. If they can't see, he can't see, and they're in a helicopter, brother. They got windows. They can see just like he can't see. They can see that he can't see. There ain't no like they got windows on the side, windows and
Okay, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So they
So
probably knew
they already
someone
can.
right. They already
They
knew
can.
probably they probably knew someone right. They was in some type of trouble. So I'm pretty
Well,
sure he had his hands on her the whole
mhm.
time.
Of course. I mean, he probably had his whole hands on her the whole time as they're just flying through the helicopter anyway. That's just a natural thing. Yeah. But all right. So on a lighter note, man, since we are talking about the Lakers, right? Let's do a quick discussion on this whole thing with the possibility of acquiring Giannis, the the opportunity for Giannis to leave Milwaukee and follow in the footsteps of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now,
Hey, to me,
it's not guaranteed it would be an LA thing because all you got to remember the Knicks do have cap space and they do have like 4 first round draft picks coming up or something like that. 5 first round draft picks in the next 2 drafts plus players. So that's why it's 2 teams. It's a 2 team race.
but hey, if the Lakers did end up getting Giannis, I wouldn't be surprised because the Lakers and the Yankees are two of the most championship driven organizations, meaning they'll spend the money and make the deals it takes to get to the championship. That's why the Lakers are always in the race most of the time, or they got the type of players that everybody wants because they're willing to spend the money, they're willing to make the moves because they understand. For real, once you become a championship organization, you understand what it takes to win. You get what I'm saying? Yankees, they spend the money in order to get the roster that they want. Just think about how much the Yankees spend on players. You feel what I'm saying? And people like to play for the Yankees based on the winning.
That was the daddy of the Yankees that did that. Steinbrenner, not the current Steinbrenner that's in charge. That one is not spending money. That one is we're not even going to talk about the Yankees and why they're not spending money.
I'm
But
just saying,
as
I'm
far as
just
with the
saying for
Lakers,
a blockbuster.
we
We,
just
we
started
just
spending
we,
money again. We went through a lull where we weren't spending money and we weren't
you ain't gonna
at the
spend the money. You're not gonna spend the money on the players if the players ain't
man. Players were there when Kobe was still here.
there.
When Kobe was still on the team, players were there. We had stopped spending for a second. We had stopped spending, and when we did spend, we were spending on a player that didn't even touch the court, like Steve Nash. Never touched the court. I think he played 5 games.
Now he played more than five.
Okay, 10
he
games.
played hurt. He
It
played
wasn't no more.
hurt.
No, brother,
he
it
was in
wasn't no
hurt a
more than
lot.
10.
He
No,
had a back.
bro,
He had
it
a
wasn't
back
no more than 10
problem.
games he played. It was a lead. It was a literal
Boy, as a Laker,
as a Laker. He didn't play no more than 10 games, brother. 10, 15
he
games.
played.
That's
He
it.
played because he was there
That's
for almost 2 years.
not, and he didn't play the whole time. The whole time that he
He
was a
played.
Laker, he didn't
He
play.
was in
He
hurt a
didn't.
lot. He played though.
Man, Dwight Howard played in the season that Dwight had the torn labrum. The 1 year where it was Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and Kobe Bryant. The only two that played was Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard. Dwight played a total of 60 some odd games with the torn labrum and the back issue, but no Steve Nash. I remember the season. Okay, it was very painful, very very painful. Because Steve just did not come out and play, and we were when he was supposed to have Steve. We were supposed to have CP3, but
Yeah, that's what
that's
they
getting
blocked the trade.
yeah, that's getting
They,
completely off of base right now. Let's get back to this whole thing with Giannis. So at the end of the day, right? If Giannis, because he's got 2 years left, man. You know, it's 100. Then we still got the extension with AD. First off, do you believe that they would honestly trade for EKG? Because I don't. I don't
yep.
think they would trade for EKG.
You got to think about it. Anthony Davis in the East is a real center. Like it ain't too many big centers in the East. So think about it. All the 7 footers is in the West. It's not that many 7 footers in the East other than MB and who else? Who you got that's a true
There
seven
ain't no
footer in
seven
the East?
footers. There ain't no 7 footers in the
That's
in
true.
true.
So
Like even
so in the
Jokic ain't
East,
a 7 footer. He's 6'11".
so guess what?
So then
In the East,
and there ain't
think
no
about
big
what
but
think about what think about what Anthony Davis was having his most success at the New Orleans Hornets in the Eastern.
no. Oh
It's
no,
like
that wasn't the East. He was with the New Orleans
it's still
Pelicans, and that's in the
it's still
West.
the East.
No, that's the West,
It's
brother. That's been the West.
yeah, I know what you're
That's
saying,
the
but it's
West.
still the East.
It can't be the East if it's playing in the West. If it plays in the Western Conference, the Pelicans have been in the Western Conference even when they were the Hornets before Michael Jordan got the Hornet name back. Okay, from the and changed from
I
the
know what you're
Bobcat to the
saying. I know
Hornets.
what I know.
Yeah, you know what I mean. They always played in the West. CP3 played in the West. AD played in the West. They just don't do anything. Nah, but man, EKG is not. I hope they do the trade. I really do. Like I'm going for it. You know, I'm a Laker through and through. So that's what we do. We acquire stars, brother. But at the end of the day, I also understand that when I'm looking at the trade market and I'm looking at what I could get if I'm them, it all depends on who's coming out in those drafts. Because I know EKG is consistently hurt and I know I can at least get a player and three other draft picks, four other draft picks,
Not
and those
with
draft picks will
not with Giannis.
be good because the Knicks suck.
And you got to think about it though. Is some team might just wait it out. You know what I mean? He only got a year left where he can option out. So they really don't have the leverage. It's all Giannis
No
really
matter
has all
what,
the leverage.
no matter what, the leverage is on Giannis. What Giannis just did is okay. So I mentioned winning time earlier because I love the series first off, but Kareem just pulled the same stunt. Okay, so if you're watching Winning Time or you watch the show, if you don't, please watch it. It's a great show. But Kareem and Magic are going through it, right? Kareem and Magic is 81, and Paul Westphal is going through it with Pat Riley. Like they beefing for real. Westphal is don't want to hear anything that Pat Riley got to say. Matter of fact, Pat Riley almost quit on him. You know what I mean? And Pat Riley's the one who had to pull back up on Magic and pull back up on Kareem. But Kareem and Magic got into it, right? And they got into it because Magic got that 25-year deal. As soon as Magic get that 25-year lifetime deal, Kareem went to the news, to the press, when the press came at him and said, man, when someone points it out that somebody else is their favorite, you know, and makes it apparent that they their favorite, then it makes you not want to be with them no more. And he's like, maybe I should go home to New York and go back to New York and da 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 where I'm from and yeah da da da. You know, he wasn't going nowhere because Dr. Buss wasn't going to let Kareem, he wasn't going to let Cap out the door. But at the end of the day, it was the stunt that he pulled. The same stunt that Kobe pulled. What year was that? When Kobe threatened to go to the Bulls. You remember that? You remember when Kobe threatened to go to the Bulls?
Yeah, but
Yeah, all
I
it
don't
was
really.
a stunt
I
to
don't,
get Pau Gasol and get Lamar Odom over there.
yeah, but they know Kobe wasn't serious.
Well, Kobe was serious. Kobe said, "Man, look, Tim Grover said Kobe was serious about that. Kobe was dead serious." Tim Grover said that had Kobe Bryant, not Kobe Bryant, but had Dr. Buss and them not went out and acquired what they acquired when they got Ron Artest, Paul Gasol, and brought in Lamar. Had they not been doing those things, had they not made those moves, he was out. He was out. He said that's why as soon as he made the statement, they went and acquired Pau Gasol.
Yeah, no, he been talking to them about getting them help. You got to think about it. He had Smush Parker, Kwame Brown.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, he was messed up over there. Anybody that cry for that type of help. You got Paul, you got Smush Parker, Kwame Brown. What the other name was? The other trash can. Damn.
They already said it. Smush Parker. When you said Smush Parker, you said a mouthful in itself.
Yeah, it was one more. It was
He
another
was the
one
lead.
on with him.
He was the lead slug of slugs. The bum of bums. Man, if it
Kwame
come,
Brown was a bust too.
yeah, man, Kwame Brown was a bust. Now hold up. Now I do think that Mark Gasol was good. You
Samaki
should have
Walker. That's what I was thinking about. Samaki
Samaki
Walker.
Walker. Yeah.
Hey, cool. Hey, y'all don't realize that man had a straight garbage team around him, man.
Yeah. He had a
That,
garbage can
that,
around him.
and
But
still made it to the playoffs. We're
not
about to
every
make it to
year.
the playoffs.
About to make the
About to
playoffs. He
make
didn't
it to
make
the
he
playoffs.
didn't make it every year. He about made it, yeah, but he didn't make it, brother. It
No, he
was
got knocked out by the Phoenix. Yeah, they did make it. They got
one
knocked out
year,
by the
not that
Phoenix Suns.
in one year he didn't
They
make it.
got knocked
One it
out.
was either
They
one
got
or
knocked
2 years
out by the
he didn't
Phoenix
make it.
Suns.
But
I know, but I remember they got knocked out by the Phoenix Suns because they were leading the series. But Kobe had like averaged a certain amount of points a game, and they were saying he was ball hogging. They had a whole clip where they were showing. He said this is what happened when Kobe Bryant passed the ball. Until he was getting free dishes. Samaki Walker missing dunks. Kwame Brown missing dunks. Smush Parker missing layups. I said, man, this shit. That's why they say Kobe won't pass you the ball if he don't trust you. They say this is the reason why Kobe don't pass the ball. He says not that he's not a winning passer. He said Kobe will pass the ball, but he has to trust you. And they were showing why. Some Mikey Walker missed the dunk. Kwame Brown missed the dunk. Smush Parker missed a dead, like a free layup. He missed it. And Kobe would get them down every time. And they say that's why Kobe don't pass him the ball. And that's why they lost the series. Because Kobe started passing the ball. He stopped shooting. He said, I'm going to pass the ball. That's what he started doing. He showed
man,
them
he
that if
lost
I
that
was shooting,
series because he was going up against an actual team. They had a real team. They might
but
not have been playing
he was
defense,
lead.
they had a
When
real
Kobe was doing
team.
what he
That's
was
why
doing,
we
he'll lead the
lost that
series.
series, brother. We didn't. We not only were we ill-equipped with the team and the players that we put out there, but we also were ill-equipped with the system that we were trying to run with those players. It just was not
We were
going to
leading
work,
that
brother.
series, though. We was already leading that series. Kobe was scoring down, averaging down on 40 points a game
I
while
know it
scrubbing.
was. I know it
And,
was.
and, and
They,
soon as they complained about him not passing the ball, they showed him why he won't pass the ball. And he stopped shooting.
I
Kobe
remember
started
the clip.
passing.
I remember the clip. I remember the time. I remember all that. But I also remember the time when we're on making a run to the playoffs and through the playoffs, trying to make it to the finals. Then instead, we lose, but not able to get past San Antonio because Kobe's pulling up from half court shooting threes. In his early years with Shaq. I remember those years too, Face. So we can't say Kobe's finna pass the ball because people talking about you need to pass the ball. Or because at the end of the day, you needed to pass the ball to Shaq. Shaq is someone you needed to pass the ball to. You didn't need to pass the ball to Smush Parker. You didn't need to pass the ball to Samaki Walker, but you needed to pass the ball to
You
Shaq.
you you
And
said
instead,
you
you
said
pull
you
up at
said
half court and
you
shoot
said
airball
Kobe was in
three.
his first year.
No, not in his
You
first
talking
year.
about
I'm not in his first year. I'm talking about his first what? I'm talking about in 98. 98 in the 98 season. 98, 99 season, because we was the both of those seasons. We didn't win our first title till 99, 2000. 99,
Kobe ain't get that
2000,
to
2001, 2002. Then
when
2003,
you
we
think Kobe
lost.
got there?
Huh?
When you think
Kobe
Kobe
got
got
there
there?
in 1997 or 96. Yes.
Okay, 97.
96 season, 97, 96, 97. Same
Got
time
rid
as
of he
AI.
ca-
He came in the same time as AI. They came in together.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
So
Kobe was just showing the world that he
showing them
wasn't afraid to take the big shot. Kobe knew
face,
who he was. Kobe knew who he was before y'all
face. I
knew who he
love.
was.
I love face. No, oh
Kobe knew
no.
who he was before y'all knew who he
I,
was.
I, I, I,
That's
I,
all he
I,
was who he was.
yeah, he
He
knew he
still
was a
took
big
big
shot
shots. He still
taker.
missed big
Hold up.
shots.
He knew he was a big shot taker, not just a big shot maker, big shot taker. That doesn't mean you always make them. All right,
But
that's what he knew he
I know a lot.
was. He knew
I
he was
know a lot of
somebody
people
who
were scared to say that.
who wanted who well yeah. But there was some players who knew that you shouldn't be on a fast break, pulling up from a half court, shooting a three when you got Shaq running down the court for an alley oop with you. He running down the court. He already down me to beat you down the court. You pull up,
Hey,
shoot a three. That don't even make sense,
I
man.
let me ask you this here. Let me ask you this here. And Kobe, if you thinking like Kobe, who you think the better player between me and Shaq?
At
In
that
his
time,
mind,
at
who you
that
think
time,
the best player?
At
Yeah,
that time,
in his
brother,
mind.
there was no time in Kobe's mind that he wasn't the best player. Period. Kobe always thought, even when he went a whole summer and did not score one solid point in the summer league. Okay, when he was a kid, when in Philly playing in that same summer league that his daddy played in. All right, when he did not score 1 point all summer, he still thought he was the best player. All right,
It
so
probably
don't
was.
like no, he
It
wasn't.
probably, hey,
No, he wasn't at
it
that
probably
point. And
was.
he
He
tell
end
you,
up being.
and if you watch some
He
video,
end up being.
face, if you watch some video, he'll tell you he wasn't the best. He'll tell you he wasn't nowhere near the best. He'll tell you what
I'm
he had to
saying in
do to
the
get
end.
to in
I'm
the
saying
end
in
to get to
the
where
end.
he got to, what he had to
I'm
do.
saying in the end. In the end, which one of them dudes had a better career than Kobe? That's what I want to know. Any of them dudes that he got beat by the summer league, how many of them end up being better than Kobe? That's why I say Kobe knew who he was before the world knew who he was. It wasn't about scoring the points in that summer league game. Whatever he was learning throughout that course, he knew who he
Brother.
was before the world knew.
If I had the time, I would look it up right now to see who was in that darn summer league. Because you have to understand the players that would have been there with Kobe. Okay, that would have been somebody like Tim Duncan would have been at that summer league. All right, Tim Duncan had about the same career. Yeah, maybe a little bit better at some points. And that's just one of the players that would have been at that summer league because they're the same age.
Tell me one of them dudes that had a better career than Kobe.
Like I said, if I had the time right now and would not be on, we weren't live on a podcast, and I wouldn't have to go on the internet and go look it up right now, yes, I would look up to find
You
out
ain't
who the
gotta look
players
it up.
was.
You ain't gotta look it up. You can just ask the world. You ain't gotta look it up.
Man, I
You
can
ask the
guarantee.
world which one of them
I,
dudes had a better
I,
career than Kobe.
I'm not. I'll tell you right now. Like I said, if Tim Duncan was
Do Tim
there,
Duncan got statues?
They don't put statues up in San Antonio.
So
Does anybody have a statue in San Antonio?
ain't none on word there statue.
Does
Tim
anybody
Duncan
have a
the most
statue in
sound.
San
Listen,
Antonio?
Tim Duncan is the most sound basketball player, one of the most sound that ever played the game, but he's not a Kobe Bryant. Tim
brother,
Duncan is a great basketball
brother,
player,
oh,
but he's
brother,
not a Kobe Bryant. So
face. I'm
don't
not
sit there and
saying he's
say
Kobe
that
Bryant,
they
but what
had
I'm saying
almost
is
the
if you
same
talk,
career.
he had
That's not
he had 5 titles. He had 5 titles. All right.
And what that
He had,
mean?
hold up. He had 5 titles. He won more MVPs, won more Defensive Players of the Year. Yeah, he had a hell of a career, brother. You can't try Tim Duncan.
You
Like
can't you can't listen. You
and then
can't
hold
try
up.
Tim Duncan. You can't try
Kobe ain't
Kobe.
even the best at his position ever. He's not even the #1 at that position ever. Tim Duncan is possibly #1. Best power forward
And
ever.
what?
The best power forward ever. Tim Duncan. Ask anybody, they'll tell you. Best power forward ever, Tim Duncan.
Best
Who the
guard
best
ever,
shooting
Kobe
guard?
Bryant.
No, no,
Best
no,
shooting guard ever,
no,
Kobe Bryant.
no, no. He's best. No, he's definitely not the best shooting guard. You know that.
Best shooting guard ever, Kobe
Oh
Bryant.
man, listen, hey everybody
Yeah,
out here in the world and in the comments, man. I need y'all to
yeah.
please let my man Face know that he has lost his rabid mind right now. Okay,
Man, you
now,
talking
I
about
want
Tim
y'all to
Duncan?
shout it out
Tim Duncan
from
had a better career than Kobe.
from the mountains,
You talk,
from the mountaintops
okay?
right now, from the
Just
mountaintops.
go, just go. Since you want to put it in stats, since you want to put it in stats, just put it in the stat sheet and see who is the best out of Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant, bro. You serious?
Yeah,
Is
am
you
I
serious?
serious? Am I serious? How many
Yeah.
titles does Kobe got, bro? How
What
many
you mean? How
titles?
many guys? You got
How many
five.
titles? And how many titles did Tim Duncan got?
Five.
Okay. How many defensive player of the years does Kobe got?
Defensive.
How
Kobe been in a.
many defensive
Hold
player of
on,
the
hold
years?
on,
How many
hold on,
defensive
hold
player of
on.
the years
You
does
talking
Kobe
about a
got?
center? You talking about a
No,
center
I'm talking
versus a
about a
guard,
power
bro?
forward. You
That's
just
his
asking me.
job.
All you're doing
His
is
job is
comparing.
defending the
You wanted
goal.
to ask.
You saying no,
Hey, you asked the
no, no, no,
question.
no, no,
I'm
no.
answering
You
the
saying a
question.
listen, no,
You
listen.
asked the
You
question.
saying
I'm
a
answering the
player that
question. No,
man, if you ain't hear what I'm saying, if
okay,
you
get rid
tell
of
me a
defensive player
player
of the
that's
year,
supposed
MVP,
to
Finals
guard the rim,
MVP. Go.
he's
Who got
supposed
more
to guard
Finals
the rim. That's
MVPs?
Tim Duncan's
Who
job
got more
to guard
Finals
the rim.
MVPs?
He's supposed to win a defensive player. How many
Who got
guards
the?
won defensive player of the
Come
year?
on, man. Come on,
Tell me
face.
that.
Come
No,
on,
answer
face.
that question. Answer
How
that
many?
question.
How many?
How
Michael
many
Jordan.
guards? How
Michael
many
Jordan.
guards have
Michael
won
Jordan.
defense?
Michael
I said,
Jordan.
how many
Michael
guards?
Jordan. Michael
Okay,
Jordan. The number
okay.
one shooting guard of all time. The one that you just
I
said is
said,
not the number one
name
shooting
another
guard.
guard that
Is
won
it-
defensive player
that,
of the year.
that's the problem. To be that, you have to
No,
be the
no,
best
no,
at your
no, 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 no,
position,
no, no,
brother. To
no,
be
no.
this, one of these 5 guys on this mountain right here, because it represents every position that's out there. To be one of
And
them
guess
guys
what?
on that mountain,
Guess
you
what?
got to be
Guess what?
the guy, dog.
Now look how many times Kobe made first team all defense. That's what you got to look at. Look how many
Man,
times Kobe made first team all
not as
defense.
many times
Not
as Tim
defensive player of
Duncan.
the year. Now
Not
you
as
know
many
how hard
times
it
as
is
Tim
for a guard.
Duncan. Not as
But do
many
you know
times as
how
Tim
hard it is
Duncan.
for a
Yeah, I
guard
do.
to win
I do.
defensive player
I
of the
do.
year,
I
bro?
do know. I do know how hard it is.
A
Michael
center
Jordan did
guards
it.
the rim. A
Michael
center
Jordan did
protects the rim.
it. How did Michael
A
Jordan
center
end up doing
protects the
it?
rim. You know what?
Tell
I'm
me
gonna
how
have more
Michael ended
block
up
shots.
doing it, bro. Tell
You
me
don't
how
hear what I'm
Michael
saying?
ended up doing it.
If I'm playing center, I'm gonna
You
have more
talking about
block shots
center?
than
I'm
the
talking about
guard.
a shooting guard that did it as well. How did he do it?
Okay, how many have done it
How
outside
did
of
he
him?
do it? How did he do it? I'm sure Elgin Baylor probably did it too, and he's a shooting guard. So tell me how. And if Elgin Baylor didn't do it, it's because it was racist. So,
He didn't.
and if he didn't do it, it's
You
because it
said,
was
you
racist.
said,
So
you said, how many? Okay, listen. How many centers have won defensive player of the year
I
over
did not
guards?
say how many centers have won it. I said
I'm just saying,
that's
ask yourself. Centers are mostly the ones that win defensive
brother.
player of the year. Most
Okay,
defensive player of the
drop the
year
defensive
are the
player of the
interior
year.
big men, bro.
Drop that award. Okay, and then go to
Man, you
pick
said
one. Pick an award.
you
Pick an award. Pick an award that this man had not done. That's what I'm trying to
who?
say. Like if you're comparing the two, all right, and achievements, because that's
You
what you have
can't
to
compare.
you have
You
to
can't
compare
compare the
achievements,
two.
brother. How do you
You
have to compare
can't
the
compare the
achievements? I'm
two.
not comparing what they do or who's the better player. I'm comparing achievements.
That's what you
Who got
just
the most
said.
achievements? That's what
I
I'm
said who the
saying,
better player is. You went to talking about
bro.
achievement.
Brother, they don't even play the
I said Tim
same
Duncan
darn
is
position.
not a Kobe Bryant, bro. I
They don't
said
play
Tim
the
Duncan is
same
not a
darn
Kobe
position,
Bryant.
man. They don't even play the same position, man. They
You the
don't
one
play the
brought
same
that Tim
position.
Duncan up.
No,
You the one brought Tim Duncan up.
Because Tim Duncan would
I
have been
said
there.
Kobe was the
Tim
best
Duncan
player.
would have been there, bro. Tim Duncan would have been there. That's why I brought him up. If you remember correctly where this even came from, this started because if there was or whoever was at this summer league, okay, which I want to say Vince Carter might have been there too. But
Vince
he didn't
Carter
have a
ain't
league.
nowhere near Kobe
I know,
Bryant.
but I'm naming names that I do know that was there. That I do know that Kobe had brought up. I've watched videos of Kobe talking about the people that he was trying to get better than. So
Okay,
like,
I'm gonna slim this down. I'm gonna slim this down. Don't bring up people who was there. I said bring up somebody who was there that was better than Kobe or had a better career than Kobe.
like I said,
That's what I'm
if I
saying.
had the list
So
or the time to sit here,
all down who was
Face,
there.
like I said, if I had the time to sit here and waste everybody's time, because we were supposed to be talking about Giannis, and we've been talking about Kobe Bryant for 25 or 30 minutes right now. It's 38 minutes in here. We've been talking about Kobe Bryant. We're supposed to be talking about Giannis at this point.
Don't disrespect.
I'm not disrespecting. I'm just being honest.
Don't disrespect no Kobe.
I didn't disrespect Kobe.
Tim Duncan.
I didn't disrespect Kobe. I didn't disrespect Kobe because Kobe sat there because Kobe Bryant sat there on a video and said that there were players that were there that were better than him that he had to try to catch up with, and he didn't name them.
You hear what I said? Did you hear what I said though? I said Kobe Bryant knew who he was before the world did. That's why he made some of the shots he took. I'm saying he knew who he was before the world did.
Yeah, he knew he was a big shot taker. Like I said, a taker. Big shot taker.
And guess what? LeBron won't take a lot of those shots unless they up.
What are you talking about? That's how you lose. How we end up losing then? How did we end up losing to how did we end up losing to San Antonio? How did we end up losing to San Antonio? How did it happen?
Yeah.
When David Robinson and Tim Duncan won the title, and we lost to them on their way to the championship that year in '98. So tell me, how did that happen?
We ain't have a
98, 99.
We wasn't good enough.
Are you sure? Because I can remember there was times where we're down. I remember times where we're down and Kobe's coming down the court and he's not passing the ball. That's how this whole conversation started. You was talking about Kobe thinking in his own head because he wanted to pass the ball to Smush Parker. No, brother. There's plenty other times in Kobe's career that he's had 10 times better player than Smush Parker and Samaki Walker on his team, and he wasn't passing the ball to them. So why in God's green earth is he all of a sudden going to start thinking about that? Come on, man. That's how this whole conversation started, Face.
Okay, listen. Okay, say this here. How did Robert Ory and Derek Fisher get a lot of their big shots? Where they came from? Who the ball came from? So hold on, no, I'm
Robert Ory. Well, one time it came from Vernon Maxwell. One time it came from Vernon Maxwell out there in Houston. Another time it came from Tim Duncan. Another time it came from Kobe. Another time it came from Shaq. Like you talking about Robert Ory? Remember who you talking about?
Yeah, Robert Ory.
Big shot, Robert Ory. Derek Fisher is no big shot. Don't talk about Derek Fisher's big shot. I don't know why you keep talking about Derek Fisher's big shot. How many big shots? How many finals has Derek Fisher finished? Like, they don't put him in the Robert Ory comparison. Robert Ory finished his finals, bro. Robert Ory finished his finals. You put him in Robert Ory. Come on, man.
Derek Fisher ain't never won on no games.
Who's better? Man.
Hold on, I'm asking you a question.
Nah,
Derek Fisher ain't never win us no games on big shots.
He had
0 point something left.
Yeah,
once,
maybe twice. Once, maybe twice. But Robert Ory's done it multiple times on multiple teams. Everywhere Robert Ory went, that's what he did. Okay? Everywhere Robert Ory went, that's what he did. That's what you call a big shot maker, man. Come on, man.
Guess what?
Derek Fisher.
But that's why Kobe would pass him the ball. Hold up. But this is what I'm saying. Kobe will be willing to pass him the ball in crucial moments. That's what I'm telling you. He trusted them. Well,
Well,
you saying he won't give people the
there
ball.
was
He
only
will
one
give certain
time.
people the
There
ball,
was
bro.
one time. There was only one time that Kobe Bryant successfully thought outside of himself to pass the ball. And that was the second time we played the
Man,
Boston
don't do that,
Celtics in the
man. You
finals.
sound
The
crazy.
first year,
You
hold up,
sound crazy.
the
You
first year we
sound
lost,
crazy.
right? Remember when we lost the first year and Kobe
Hey,
didn't want to pass the ball? Remember the very next year,
nah,
all of a sudden, Kobe
I
passed
ain't
the
never,
ball in that final game. He
I,
passed the ball to Ron Artest in that corner,
I
and he
never,
passed the ball to Lamar Odom, and he passed the ball to Paul Gasol. Everybody even talked, but man, come on, man. I know you remember the
listen.
game, bro.
Kobe,
It's
Kobe,
2008,
Kobe,
2009,
Kobe. My phone finna
2009.
hang up because Kobe is not no ball hog, bro. Y'all gotta
I
understand.
didn't call
Kobe
him a
is a
ball hog.
person that
I
lives in
just
the
said he's
moment.
a big
He
shot
willing
taker.
to he
He's a
willing to put
taker.
it on his shoulder and take these shots when he feel like something ain't going right. A lot of people won't do it. I look at LeBron James. LeBron James will pass the ball to Varese. He'll pass the ball to J.J. Hickson. When they down and need a motherfucker to score a bucket, I seen LeBron not take shots.
hmm
I'm not. You
And
get what I'm saying?
and I'm not
I want
defending
my
that.
superstar
I'm not
players. I
defending
want my
that.
superstar players to be able to play under that type of pressure and
Not
put that
defending
pressure on
that.
themselves.
But what I'm saying is, I don't want you taking dumb shots neither. And when we are down and everybody is running down the court, and you
Hey,
just run down the court and think you Steph Curry
hey,
before there was a Steph Curry, I think there's a problem with that. And I had a problem with that. And
hey.
it's okay that I had a
But
problem with
guess
that.
what?
But
But
guess
guess
what?
what? When
I
you
had a
but guess
problem with
what,
that.
Trey? You
This-
have played sports before, right? When you're adrenaline rush and you get caught up in a moment and you feel like you need to do something to change that moment, that's where them decisions come from. That don't just come
Bro,
from him just
you
being.
can't
No,
consistently think this though,
I'm just
man.
saying. But when
Like,
you in that moment though, and you feel like you got to change that moment, that's where that come from. That's Kobe trying to do something where he see the game getting the way he see. It's just it's in the moment a lot of times. It ain't the fact that he
at
don't
the
want to
moment,
pass
a
it
lot
to
of
his
times.
teammates.
No, it is
I feel
the
like
fact
he
that
feel
he
like
don't.
he the best.
If you was to be able to talk to his teammates, they'll tell you that he ain't want to pass him the ball, and it's okay.
A lot of niggas ain't. A
And
lot of them ain't deserve it.
it's
A
okay.
lot of them ain't
You know,
deserve the ball.
it's
I'm just
okay.
keep it 100.
It's okay. You know what I mean?
Hey, I rather die with my playmaker trying to make plays than him trying to, I don't know. It depends. I can understand when a bad shot is being taken. I can understand that, but a lot of times I rather die with my player doing what he's trying to do instead of sitting back and like LeBron do. I don't like that. LeBron wait till the game.
I didn't
Get,
say nothing about LeBron, brother. All I'm saying is when you
I'm just
take the
saying,
shot,
don't be scared of the moment.
make sure you the one that's supposed to be taking the shot. Don't take the shot
He
when
is.
you ain't supposed to be the one
He
taking
got
the
the
shot.
green light.
Okay? When you not supposed to have the green light right now, when you know
Hey,
this is before you have gotten to your level of green light. You ain't even got to the level of green light yet. And
man,
you put
my
yourself
man
on
knew
that
he was
green light,
great coming in though. You got to think about it. He had been playing grown people since he was 15, 16. He was playing grown men. So his
man,
mindset was no listen for real. When he was across where he was at, he was playing grown men. He wasn't playing
brother.
people age. So his
Yeah, I know.
mindset is he felt like he was ready. Kobe, when he came in, he really felt like he was ready, even though he wasn't to the
And that's
point
why
where
we
he
sat
thought he
him on the
was.
bench because he wasn't ready.
But guess
That's
what? He
why.
didn't
That's
sit
why when he
long.
first got here, we sat him on the bench because he wasn't ready. And
But
then we
guess
had to
what?
sit him on the bench again to remind him that he wasn't ready
He,
because he didn't think he still thought he was ready
I
when he wasn't ready.
and guess what? And I'm gonna tell you another reason why I say what I say about Kobe. I don't think nobody that you just said a name ever studied the game and learned as much of the game as Kobe Bryant did throughout his career, bro. Nobody, I don't ever recall a NBA player that studied the game, studied people moves, actually breaking down, asking why would they take this shot at this moment. Kobe, this the type of study he does. Go and get centers to teach him footwork.
Brother,
How many people you
he's
know
not the
when they got
only
somebody outside their position
he's
to
not the
help them
only
get
one.
better, bro?
He's not the only one to go do those types of things, man. He is not
I
the
I, I
only one to
never
go do those types of things.
I never heard of another guard. going to get a center to teach him footwork?
Well, first off, he went and got the center because the center was the best footwork of all time. So that's why you would go get him. There was nobody else
But
to
how
go
many
get
guards?
before him.
But
What
listen,
center would you go get before that? Though, like
you want
to give you an example, of a
a
guard
guard
going
is gonna
to a
go get
center.
another
No,
guard.
no, I'm gonna go. No, I'll give you an example of a guard going to a center. When Magic went to Kareem and tried to learn how to do the hook shot and play down low in the post. Yeah, when
And
Magic
Magic
did
played
that,
all 5 positions. He
but
did
Magic
do
played
that.
all 5 positions. So now
That's
you
what I'm
hold it
saying.
against him because he's a guard that went to a center. He's a
No,
guard that went
no.
to a
I said
center.
he played.
You
No,
you said a
because
guard that went to a center
most guards gonna go get another guard.
because there was
Every
no
guard I
other
know when they got
center
shooting coaches,
face.
they
There was
went
no
and got shooting coaches and stuff like that. I never heard of a guard in this day and age that's gonna go and get a center to teach them footwork. They gonna get shooting
face.
coaches and stuff like that.
Face.
I never heard of Steph
Plenty of
Curry
people that
going
went
to
to
try to
go
get
see. They went to see Akeem. Plenty of people that went to go see Akeem. Plenty of people that went to go see Akeem,
I
man.
never heard of not guards. I never heard of no
Not
guards going to
guards.
get them.
I could have swore Tracy spent some time with Akeem once he got down there to
No,
Houston and
no,
picked up yeah. When he was carrying
no,
all that stuff
no,
down there by himself, when
no,
Yao was hurt the whole gosh darn time, But yeah, I
no.
could have swore that Stacy
That's
went and
just
seen it for a little
speculation.
bit too. But
That's
that's why
just
Kobe.
speculation.
But no, that's not pure
You
speculation.
talking about speculation? We talking about real life facts.
I'm talking about
You
real
think
life facts
Tracy
too.
McGrady? We
I'm talking
know
about real
Kobe
life
went and got
facts
him.
too. I'm talking about
We
real
know
life
Kobe,
facts
and guess
too.
what? And Kobe actually put it into effect when Rajon Rondo was out rebounding the Lakers big, including Andrew Bynum, Paul Gasol, and Ron Artest. He was out rebounding all three of these. Kobe
Yeah.
slid to the three. He slid Farmar and Sasha Vujacic to the guard and the shooting guard and went and got 16 rebounds in the game against the Boston Celtics. So
And you talking
Kobe
about the
did this.
same game. Hold up. You talking about the same game where Kobe also slid himself to the point guard and almost had a triple double. Yes, because Kobe was passing the ball. Because previous year, when he lost to Boston, he wasn't passing the ball.
You know why? Because previously he didn't have the same players either.
Man,
After
only
they
one
first
different. Only
went
one
Paul
different he was
Gasol
missing was Artest. The only one he was
and
missing.
Paul Gasol.
He had Paul Gasol already. He had Paul Gasol. They lost one, but he didn't have Ron Artest yet. Didn't have Ron Artest. Needed Ron Artest to put him over the edge. Needed a dog so that he could rest on defense sometimes, so that he wouldn't have to go over there and cover every goddamn body all the time.
So no Kobe. That's why Jordan said out of his own mouth. Jordan said if there could be another Michael Jordan, he said if there could, he said I would have to say Kobe Bryant. He said because if you look at my career, he said my whole career I played defense. He said the only other player that I know plays the type of defense is Kobe and smart. Like you did what I'm saying? He said that out of his own mouth because they were trying to say about Harold Miner. They were naming all the other
I
players.
remember that.
Baby Jordan.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was like, man, he said it's not, it can never be another Michael Jordan. He said, but if there's one player that I say if it could be, he said it would have to be Kobe Bryant. He said, because if you look at my career, he said, look how many times I made all defensive player. And Kobe Bryant was on that list. That's why I just told you how many times he might not have been the best defender in a year because that's hard to do from a guard position because most centers and interior big men, they're designed to protect the rim. So they not only blocking their man shots, they're blocking other shots. You did what I'm saying? So they get more shots.
I mean, I can give you some more. I can give you some more guards that got. I can give you some more guards that won the defensive player of the year. Gary Payton won it a couple times. Marcus Smart just won it. There's been guards to win.
Won defensive player of the year. He won. He won defensive player of the year.
If he didn't win it, he came in second place. If he didn't win it, he came in second place.
I think Embiid won.
If he didn't, I'm talking about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Marcus Smart wasn't. Embiid wasn't the defensive player of the year. 2 years ago, 2 and 3 years ago, they was complaining about Embiid's defense. He just now stepping his defense up. But all right, you guys, we're gonna let y'all go on this episode. We're gonna slide into the next episode, man. I'm gonna go ahead and holler at y'all. Y'all be easy. Y'all stay safe during this hurricane. I hope you enjoyed the good debate, good discussion. All right, get you some good update on the Lakers as well as some thought provoking uh, talk. Y'all have a blessed day. Stay safe, man. Peace.
Peace.